Hey guys, good morning and welcome to episode 8. Welcome to Helsinki in Finland. Wow, this travel vlog feels like it's been going on forever. We've been to 3 countries and I feel like it's just been non-stop. This is the 4th and last country, Finland, and I can't wait to just dive in and explore more about the culture, food and people of Helsinki. So if you missed out my first impressions of Helsinki, check out episode 7. There's a link popping up on your screen right now, so do watch that before you get into this video. But today we're going to do a free walking tour. We're gonna go to the meeting point right in the central part of Helsinki. It's gonna be a 2-hour crash course all about the culture of Finland and what you can see and do in Helsinki. So that's gonna be a really good base for the places that I might want to take you guys inside and take a more in-depth view of. Let's run down there. I don't want to be too late, but let's get down to the central area and catch our walking tour and learn more about Helsinki. Okay, so I've just finished a free walking tour, which is absolutely amazing because I just got myself a crash course all about Finnish culture and what to see around Helsinki. So if you're interested in doing it, make sure you head down 11 AM. Every single day they leave at 11 AM right at the Senate Square. Just type in Senate Square on Google Maps and it'll show you where it is. And look for anyone wearing a green cap, and they've also got a green umbrella. Make sure you tip them at the end of the tour as well, just to show your appreciation for all the information and tips that they gave you in your 2-hour walking tour. So now we're going to do our own walking tour. 2 things that I learnt from that tour was, who would have thought that the Finns' greatest pastime is karaoke? Oh my god, like, I've always been kind of scared of karaoke because I'm not a good singer at all, but that's actually pretty funny that they love karaoke down here. I mean, it's a Japanese pastime, but they love it down here. And also that they're the greatest coffee drinkers in the world. They drink up to 12 kilograms of coffee per year per person. So we have to try out some local coffee here. That's going to be on our list for today. We're going to dive into each of the spots that we went to on this tour so we get a greater understanding of each of the best sights to see here in Helsinki. So let's get walking. So we're now here in Senate Square, and right behind me is Helsinki's biggest tourist attraction. It's the Helsinki Cathedral, as you can see right there. It was built in 1830. It's an evangelical Lutheran church. It was previously called St. Nicholas Church, if I'm not mistaken, and this place attracts 350,000 tourists per year. As you can see, it's perched atop kind of like a hill. It's been elevated a bit. There's a law intact where no one can build higher than the cathedral, so that this is the most prominent building here in Helsinki. Be careful when you come down to Senate Square. There's so many seagulls around here. Don't bring any food with you. Don't hold any food. They're gonna snatch it off your hands, so be super careful. But in the meantime, let's go and take a closer look at the Helsinki Cathedral. Uspenski Cathedral right behind me. It was made in the 1860s and it's an Eastern Orthodox church. I'm really curious about this building because it's made completely out of bricks. It looks absolutely stunning, and just look at the top there. You can see that the tips are made out of gold. They look absolutely beautiful. This place is closed on Mondays during the winter time, and it's Monday today, so I'm going to check out to see if it's open, but I'm curious to see what's inside. Let's take a closer look at the architecture of the Uspenski Cathedral. So I found the Helsinki City Museum, and it's always a great place to come to because it's got free entry and it's open for most of the day. It's open until 7 o'clock tonight, and it's good to get a quick crash course, just like I walked into it this morning, of what the magic of Helsinki and the magic of Finland is all about. So let's go and check it out. So I'm here in the KARL Fazer Cafe right in the central part of Helsinki, and this was actually suggested to me by a good friend of mine, and it does not disappoint. Fazer is one of the biggest confectionery companies here in Finland, so you already know that you can have really good quality stuff here. That company was founded in 1891 and they developed so rapidly that the popularity just rose that they made this cafe, and you won't miss it when you're walking down in the central area of Helsinki because of the Art Deco facade on the front where you just see the huge letters of Fazer. So I came in here wanting to have some Finnish bakeries and maybe a Finnish coffee. So I asked the waitress, she was super nice, and she told me, okay, I've got to have the Fazer Sininen Cap, which is what I've got right here. And the difference with this one is it's got the famous Fazer chocolate inside the cappuccino, so we'll try that one. And I couldn't decide between the two buns that she showed me, so I wanted to try both. We're going to try these two lovely carb plates. So this one is their version of the cinnamon roll, and what's special about this one, it's called KORVAPUUSTI. Sorry for my pronunciations. I know you're going to start commenting in the comment box below. My pronunciations are horrible, but KORVAPUUSTI is the local version of a cinnamon bun. And what's famous about the cinnamon buns in Finland is that it's the largest one that you can find in the whole of Scandinavia. So we'll try that one. And then this one looks super interesting. It's called a butter eye bun, or in local terms it's called VOISILMÄPULLA. It's got butter, sugar, and inside there's cardamom. So can't wait to try that one. That sounds super interesting. If you're wondering about the price, the total for these three items cost me €12.30. A little bit dear, but we are in Finland, and €12.30 you could probably get a starter and main course and a drink already in the Baltic countries that we came here before. The KORVAPUUSTI. I don't know why I feel like I'm saying something really bad, like a bad word, but KORVAPUUSTI, I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna stop saying it. I'll just call it a Finnish cinnamon roll. It's basically the size of my face, literally. I'm not going to be able to finish this, but you can see that there's huge granules of sugar on top of it. I'm going to have a huge sugar rush after trying these, but we're going to walk it all off to catch a nice view of the city later on anyway. So let's dive right in and try this. That's actually really good. It's not so sweet. Some cinnamon rolls around the world, super sweet, and they put so much cream on it, and you just end up thinking that it's just too sickly sweet and you can't even finish it. So that's actually a really, really good version of the cinnamon roll. But the one that I was most interested in was this butter-eyed bun. As I mentioned, it's got cardamom inside it, and I'm not such a fan of cardamom, but you know, I wanted to try it. It's something local. Let's take a bite into it. Sorry if that bite looks extra huge, but I was just super excited to bite right into it. But that butter, sugar, and that hint of cardamom, it tastes absolutely amazing. I'm used to having or smelling Arabic coffee a lot, and that's got cardamom in it, so I feel like I'm eating an Arabic coffee, if that makes sense. I definitely prefer the VOISILMÄPULLA over the KORVAPUUSTI. I can't say it anymore, sorry, it just sounds like such a bad word. So we're going to stick with this one, the VOISILMÄPULLA, and I think it's going to go perfect with my Sininen Cappuccino. I feel like I'm saying cinnamon, but it's Sininen. So let's try our cappuccino. If you want a closer look at what the chocolate is, that is the KARL Fazer chocolate. Waitress told me that this is what's inside my Sininen cappuccino. Not cinnamon cappuccino, it's Sininen cappuccino. Let's taste it before it gets cold, and I need to continue drinking this with my butter-eye bun. So let's take a sip. I hate, sometimes with cappuccino, I hate breaking the amazing coffee art that they put on the foam, and I hate breaking it, but I gotta taste it. Sininen cappuccino, Fazer Cafe. Yum. To be honest, I'm not quite a fan of cappuccino. I love my coffee just plain black, cold brews at Starbucks. But this cappuccino is really good. Sometimes I don't like having too much milk. I don't really drink milk, so cappuccino obviously has milk in it. The chocolate flavor is not overpowering, it's just a hint of flavor in the background. But I love how Fazer, they make their own oven roasted coffee, so it's a specialty. This is the specialty on their menu. The coffee is not very bitter. Sometimes you tend to think that European coffees are a little bit bitter or strong, but this goes very well with the chocolate they mix with it. And of course the milk is probably very good quality milk. I usually have to put a bit of sweetener or brown sugar in my coffees, but this one I don't have to put anything in it, which is a double win for me. Let me finish my Finnish pastries and my Finnish cappuccino, my Sininen cappuccino, and then we'll get back walking to our next site here in Helsinki. Cheers. So if you're looking for a little bit of peace and quiet away from the hustle and bustle down at central part of Helsinki, because to be quite honest, there's going to be thousands of tourists with those cruise ships coming every single day, the locals have actually found a park that the tourists don't even know about and don't come to because none of the hop-on hop-off buses stop here. And I've got my phone because I'm trying to get the pronunciation correct, but this is TATHITORNINVUOREN. Sorry, like my accent is horrendous, but have a look at the subtitle right there. It's got the name of the park, but this is literally a 10-minute walk from the cathedral. And you see a lot of the locals around here enjoying, you know, they're having picnics, they're having some drinks. So if you want to kind of get out of that touristy area down there, head down to this park. You can walk around, listen to the birds chirp. There's an observatory right behind me. And right down there, we're going to check out some views of the harbour. Let's enjoy a little bit our time here in the city park. So I thought we'd take a quick walk through the suburbs, somewhere a little bit different than what the normal tourist would go to. And I found one of the prettiest neighborhoods in Helsinki, which is called EIRA. And in EIRA, you can take a picture of basically every house, townhouse, park. There's views of the sea here. Absolutely beautiful. And people are just walking their dogs everywhere. There's little parks that people just sit at. There's even a mini golf area, restaurants, cafes. Absolutely beautiful. And right here, I'm on one of the most Instagrammed streets here in EIRA, Helsinki. And it's called Huvilakatu. I'm trying to look for the sign to pronounce it properly. Huvilakatu, which is a row of different colored townhouses. So almost like in San Francisco, I guess. So we're going to take a closer look. There's a lot of different colors I can see right now in front of me. There's pink, white, yellow, and grey, blue. So we'll take a closer look at Huvilakatu Street here in EIRA, Helsinki. Okay, so I'm finally back in the hotel now. It's past 10 p.m. and it's still bright outside. I still can't get over it. But we did so much walking today, don't you think? Let me check my Fitbit. We did 21,167 steps. So that's really, really good. My target's always 20,000. But still, I didn't beat my 30,000 record I set in Vienna last year. I still can't believe I did that 30,000 steps. What did you guys think of what I got up to today? I felt like I could have done more, but I still have another full day tomorrow and I didn't want to compact everything in one video. So my things to do in Helsinki, Finland is going to be over 2 episodes now. So tomorrow I've got a few plans up my sleeve, some really interesting and more out of the box things that you can do when you're in Helsinki. But today I decided to focus on things that concentrated on the central part of Helsinki. So if you do only have that one day in Helsinki, this video is excellent for that, because everything's within walking distance of the central area, the places I specifically went to today. Walking tours, always the best thing to do. 11 o'clock every single morning, right in front of the Helsinki Cathedral. So if you are here, make sure you do that. It'll give you a good crash course on what you can see and do all in one day in Helsinki. Helsinki Cathedral, really, really beautiful. Just really difficult to get a picture out there when you try and take your shots. There's other people trying to take their pictures. They just walk in front of you, or they're walking behind your shot trying to get a better shot. And if there is no one there, you'll be ducking for your life with the seagulls. The seagulls are absolutely crazy. They're mental here. They're even worse than the ones in Australia, and I thought the ones in Australia were bad. But here, I feel like I was always getting attacked, even if I didn't even have any food with me. So please be very careful when you're carrying any food around, especially in a lot of the public areas closer to the sea part, the cathedral, and also down at the port. Be careful, because the seagulls are very, very crazy here. They just swoop down super fast. You're holding your food, and I saw someone holding I think it was a piece of bread or something like that, and they were checking their phone. Swoop. Okay, that sandwich or whatever it was gone within 10 seconds, so be super careful about that. I really liked the City Museum. It's just in front of the Helsinki Cathedral, and it's amazing that it's free and you can spend a good hour in there learning more about how Helsinki developed through the years, especially with regards to its town planning and what made Helsinki or Finland specifically famous. And I'm sure you all know about Nokia, which was the last big thing that came out of Finland. Also, sauna culture. They love saunas. I'm not going to go to one because, I don't know, for me, saunas and spas are more of a personal thing. I don't really enjoy sharing it with a whole lot of people, let alone strangers. I prefer it when it's just with friends or family. But yeah, if you do come to Helsinki, do check out one of the many spas and saunas that are sprawled all around the city, as much as as karaoke bars are and coffee shops. I really hope you appreciated me going out of the tourist area. I walked through the local gardens and parks that the locals go to get away from tourists. And I loved how we got to see a good view of the coastline from the park that we went to towards EIRA district or EIRA suburb. Now, I did go to the most pretty, or it was voted the prettiest street in Helsinki, which is Huvilakatu Street. I hope it's right, sorry. Huvilakatu Street was voted the prettiest street in Helsinki, so does that mean all the other streets are jealous? Well, it is super pretty, and I went there at 8 p.m. and it was still really bright. The sun was shining on the walls, which made the buildings even more prettier because they were all in pastel colors. Pastel orange, if there's such a thing. Pastel yellow, pastel green, pastel pink, and they just all looked amazing just all in a row there. And it really reminded me of the beautiful townhouses in San Francisco, and this is the Finnish version of that. So do make sure you head down there if you want to get some really nice shots of Finnish architecture and vibrant colors too. So it's well worth the walk going a little bit out of your way to EIRA. By the way, EIRA is also kind of like an affluent suburb. All of the diplomatic buildings are there in terms of embassies from around the world. They're all settled themselves in that specific suburb. It's kind of called a village within a village too. That's an interesting fact there, and you can walk there or you can take the tram. One good thing about Helsinki that I've noticed is that there are trams everywhere and bikes and scooters. So if you don't like walking, you've got the option to take trams, bikes and scooters that you can just drop them at one place and pick one up and drop it at another one. There's a lot of places where you can do bike sharing and scooter sharing. But for me, I still love my walking. I feel like I can get a better immersion into the city I'm in when I'm walking and seeing people, making eye contact with people, smiling, talking to them. So that's why I prefer to be walking. But I do hope you enjoyed today's video. Tomorrow is going to be a continuation of things to do in Helsinki, things that are kind of out of Helsinki city, like the central part. We'll be going to a couple of places. I'm going to tell you that in tomorrow's video. So if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with friends if they're interested in knowing what to do in Helsinki, or if they just want to see what Helsinki's like. Check out my channel. There might be another video there that you could be interested into, and subscribe if you want to see more videos such as this. I can't wait for tomorrow. It's my last full day in Helsinki, and it's my last full day to explore as much as I can, so super excited. Sorry, I forgot to bring Mr. Glow in this end of the video today. He's saying goodbye. I'm about to say goodbye. So as usual, always take care, and we'll see you in episode 9 tomorrow morning. See you later.